Good morning, everybody. So good to be with you guys this morning. And I am freezing. I guess you could see I've got my scarf on. I keep telling myself when it comes winter time, I do not want to be here. You ever ask yourself that? Like, I escaped cold weather back 30 years ago when I went to California. As a matter of fact, I wish I was in California despite all the lunatics out there, or maybe Florida despite all the bugs as big as horses. But I'm sitting there freezing. And people go, David, I like cold weather. Yeah, I just don't understand people that say they like cold weather. It's like, to me, God, if he wanted us to be in cold weather, we would have all been born like with, overcoats and gloves and hats and stuff, right? But no, we were born in our birthday suits, naked. That's why I know we were made for warm weather. Try walking around naked in cold weather and see where that gets you. But you can do that in warm weather anyway. I regress. I have some coffee, just like coffee. I don't understand people that don't drink coffee. But I'm not judging. That's just me. Half of my kids drink it, half don't. And the half that don't, I say to myself, Lord, where'd I go wrong as a father? I didn't teach them how to drink a good, understand and love a good cup of coffee. Anyway, I am carrying on here. I love you guys. I'm so glad to be with you. Hey, I'm going to ask you guys in chat something, and I want you to pray for each other and communicate with each other. But can you stick with the message? Can you stay with me on the message and respond to me? Because I'd like to get your comments on the things I'm saying, okay? Because I don't want chat to be its own little world, okay, where you guys are, and that's okay. I don't mind you doing that to a certain extent, but I really would like to go to some of your responses and see, what you're thinking about some of the stuff that I feel like God's laid on my heart. Okay, so fair enough. Okay, I love you guys. Appreciate y'all so much. All right, so all right, so Denise says my grandma gave me my first cup of coffee. See, there you go. Now you guys are with me here. Do you agree with me when it comes to cold weather? I mean, I know you're stuck in cold weather. I'm stuck in cold weather, but I'm not crazy about cold weather. Sorry. I get the sniffles, and worse in warm weather, I get sunburn, which I can handle that, right? All right. So let's get to it this morning. Okay. What are we talking about? I have gone through my life, especially recently, the past 2 or 3 years. And I'm not pointing my finger at anyone because anytime I do, I got three fingers pointing back. Okay. But this is an observation. But I hear people, and I've been guilty of this. We go to God and we're begging. We're asking God to do something for us. God, I need this. And there was a lady in church that I preached at not too long ago, and she was crying. And she said, you got to pray for me. You got to pray for my husband. Well, come to find out, her husband had cancer. But come to find out, God was the last person she turned to. I said, well, what's going on? Well, we tried this. We tried x-rays. We tried medicine. We tried operations. We tried, all kinds of stuff. But now we're trying God. Is this what we do? We treat God like an ATM machine. God is the last person we go to. And this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk this morning about you may be healed, but are you still broken? Now think about that. You may be healed, but are you still broken? Meaning, you get healed of something, we get over a little mountain, but then we face another one. So it's a constant asking God to help us this, help us that, help us that. But Jesus told the woman with the issue of blood, you have been made whole. And I want to talk about this. What does it mean to be made whole? Because if we don't understand what being made whole is, we're going to forever continue to go in this vicious cycle of asking God to do this, do that, heal us, we need this. And I'm not sure that's exactly the way God planned it. All right, let's get into it. Oh, before I do get into it, though, I want to remind you guys that we are having our big premiere 26th, a week from this Monday on the 26th of January, only for David Heavener TV subscribers only, but you can go get a ticket for the one time, just like $9. Go to davidheavener.tv/show and you can buy your ticket. Folks, be with us. We're going to play episode 3. We're going to talk about how the AI Bible is now seeping into society. Please go and be with us that night and support us and tell people about it. Okay. All right. So, creator versus creature. Are you a creature or are you a creator? God made us in his image. He made us to create. No, we are not the creator, but we are a creator. But too many of us are walking around like we're creatures. You're not a creature. You're the son and the daughter of God. You are a creator. He created you to create. He gave you a mission. He gave you a purpose. You're not here by mistake. See, most believers go the entire lives, and I did this for a long time, asking God to fix things. Finances, jobs, relationships, our health. Well, yeah, we might get healed, and these prayers may get answered, but that's it. That's all. That's all, David? Well, isn't that enough? No. Because being healed is a manifestation of a change of circumstances. Let me say it again. Being healed is a manifestation of a change of circumstances. Is it a miracle? Yes. Is it the supernatural invading the natural? Yes. But it is a change of circumstances. But what lies deeper is the key to it all. And Jesus said it to that woman with the issue of blood. You have been made whole. When you're whole, it's not just a change of circumstance. It is a paradigm shift. It is a you and I stepping in to the wholeness that God created us to live in. And too many Christians are just going from one begging, one, pity party to the next, one winery to the next, putting out fires. And we're not dealing with being made whole. But what does it mean to be made whole? I mean, they love God, they believe in Jesus, they pray. But they live like spiritual survivors and not the warriors that you are created to be. You're living like a spiritual survivor. That means you were a victim, but you survived it. No, you're the sons and you're the daughter of the living God. Today, I want to talk about the difference between living as a creature, reacting, begging, and coping, and living as a son and daughter under the Creator, walking in faith and authority, because you are created to create. Deal point number 1, God is the creator. Everything flows from him. In the beginning, God created Genesis 1:11. God created everything. Read it. First thing in the Bible. Nothing existed before God. Nothing exists apart from God. You shall have no other gods before me. Exodus 23. Let me say it again. You and I shall have no gods before God. Oh, David, I don't. I pray. I know there's one God, and he sent Jesus, and I'm there. Really? Well, why do people turn to paychecks before they turn to God? They turn to some diagnosis that the doctor gives them and some protocol that the doctor says you need to go through. some cure, a pill in a bottle, a system. Even a religious system in and of itself. People, we turn to everything else except God. We leave God to the very last, like some ATM machine. Oh, I need money. I got to go get some really quick. Boom, out pops a $10 bill. Now, it doesn't mean that you and I reject the tools that God provides. This is medicine. This is doctors, some doctors. This is systems. But we don't use those until we turn to God first. It means that we understand where the power really comes from, and that's from God. That takes us to deal point number 2. Healing is not the same as being made whole. Do not think because you've been healed, you have been made whole. Many people have been healed all across America throughout the generations, but they never were made whole. Jesus said to that woman, your faith has made you whole. She had nothing. Tried every doctor. Spent all of her money. No hope. Old lady, she was shunned by society. But then she saw that man from Galilee walking, and she had heard about this man from Galilee. You say, David, well, what's the difference between her spending all of her money going to every doctor and me going to doctors and trying everything? Let me tell you the difference. Because Jesus was walking the face of the earth at that time. The gospel had been introduced into mankind, and she was just hearing about it. Folks, you and I have heard about this since we were, little. That's the difference. It's called accountability. The more you know, the more you will be held accountable. The more I know, the more I will be held accountable. But see, here's what churches do. Religions take this. Daughter, be of good cheer. Your faith has made you well in peace. After she touched his garment. Well, let me tell you what well means. Well doesn't mean well. Well means, daughter, be of good cheer. Your faith has made you whole. Whole, not a half whole, not a piece of a hole. Is there any such thing as a half a hole? Go try to dig a half a hole, because no matter what you do, it's still going to be a hole. You're either pregnant or you're not. There's no a little bit pregnant, almost pregnant. You either are or you aren't. You're either whole or you're not. But what does it mean to be whole? Stay with me because we're going to talk about that. What does it mean to be whole? You can be healed physically, but you can still be broken internally. You can be healed physically. You can experience a miracle, go around telling everybody about it, but you can still be broken inside. Why? Because being healed is just a manifestation. It's a change of circumstances. Being whole is a paradigm shift. It's a shift. Body, soul, and mind. You can be healed in your body, but your emotions are still broken, and you're not thinking like the mind of Christ. Too many Christians are just dealing with one issue at a time. Think, you're putting out a fire. Go around, it's like you're on a boat and you're just bailing the water out of a boat because it has a hole in it. You got to fix the hole. You got to plug the hole. I'm not saying you won't get sick if you plug the hole, but let me tell you something. You won't get sick as much, and when you do, you're going to know to turn to God. No competing gods. You shall have no God before you, no medicine before you, no doctor before you, no system before you, no education before you, no money but for you, God. God says, I want to be your God. I am your God. There's only one God. No competing gods, no divided trust, and no backup saviors. It's good to have you guys with us on Instagram. I'm going to see what you all have to say. Let's go to comments, see if anybody has anything to say. Okay. Um, okay. People are so quick to blame God for all the bad things that happen. Well, no, I don't blame God for all the bad things that happen, but God can take bad things and turn them good, right? God can take bad things and turn them good. And he does that. All right, here we go. Okay, where are we? All right. Uh let's see here. Deal point number 3. Faith is a state of authority, not emotion. Faith is a state of authority. You can't have a feeling of faith. I mean, yeah, you can feel faith, but it is a state of being. And this is where you're on the journey to be made whole, to understand who you are, that you have authority in Christ. It's not a feeling. Feelings come and go. Faith is not hype, and it's not denial of the natural, of the physical. Faith is alignment. And that's why you have these faith healers. People go and have these events where people, Benny Hinn would blow on people and they'd fall over on the stage like a carnival. I don't know, maybe he had bad breath. I don't know. I've been around people that would blow on me and their breath was so bad I felt like falling over. But I'm not sure that's why they fell over. But faith is not some emotion. It's not some event, some Billy Graham crusade where everybody goes forward at the end of Just As I Am. No, it is an alignment, understanding who you are, understanding your authority, who you are in God. The woman with the issue of blood had no money, no reputation, no medical hope, but she believed. If I could only touch his garment, I will be made whole. My question is, are you turning to God first? Are you wanting to touch the garment of Jesus first? First. Let me show you something. You know what is a fad now? My granddaughter came to me and held this up. And I go, what do you got there? Some Lego? She goes, oh, no, Papa, I've got a little Jesus. I said, you have a what? She goes, I have a little Jesus. So let me see that. I said, where'd you get that? She goes, all the churches have them now. I said, really? She goes, oh, yeah. So I come to find out they're passing millions of these little Jesus around to people all over, I don't know, all over the world maybe. Let me tell you something. There's no such thing as a little Jesus. I don't have a little Jesus. I don't need a little Jesus. I have a big Jesus. I have a big God. I don't want to see any of these little Jesuses around. It's disgusting. Yeah, okay, a cute marketing plan. God doesn't need cute marketing plans. He needs alignment. He needs authority. He needs for us to wake up, to understand that we're to be made whole, body, mind, soul, our spirit. A lot of Christians worship God, pray, diligent. Then I watch them eat, and they're eating all kinds of garbage, feeding their body garbage. Now, I do that. I have chocolate chip, but I only do it every once in a while now. I used to do it all the time. And I'll say something to these Christians in church. I'll go, why are you eating this stuff? They'll have a potluck and nothing looks in its original form. The lady holds up broccoli casserole. And I said, I'm a vegetarian. She goes, oh, here's broccoli. But it didn't look like broccoli. It looked like, I don't know, it was yellow. I said, that's broccoli. She goes, oh, yeah, it's whipped broccoli with cheese and, whipped cream and all kinds of whipped stuff. And I go, well, how much broccoli is in there? You can't eat that garbage. You're just going to be sick. You can never be whole. And you can't go ask God for a healing. You're the one that got you in the mess, eating the garbage. You got to exercise. You got to move. Got to be careful what we feed into our brain if you want to have the mind of Christ. See, Jesus didn't reward her desperation when the lady came and said, I need to touch his garment. He honored her belief system. Don't go to God desperate. Go to God in authority under a belief system. Too many Christians pray separate prayers. Why? Because they use God like an ATM machine. I need this prayer for that. I need this prayer for that. I need, gimme. Like a genie in a bottle. Deal point number 4. We're not God. We're his sons and his daughters. Now, this is where New Age comes in. New Age lies. And by the way, New Age has a lot of principles that are correct, but they just don't include God because they want to be their own God. But they got more correct principles than the religious system does. You see, New Age almost gets it right sometimes, and they'll have all these. I'll make notes. This is very biblical, but then they leave God out. Or if they do mention God, they won't talk about the Son of God. See, if you don't have the Son of God, I don't care what God you don't have a God. There's only one God, and the only way to that one God is through his Son, Jesus. Despite what Joel Osteen says, or Oprah Winfrey. But we are not God like New Age says. And what religious system says is there is a God, but they don't give you the principles behind it. They just want you to fear God, so you'll turn to the religious system. You see how wacky this is? John 1:12, as many as received him, to them he gave them the right to become children of God. You have that right. You need to carry authority, identity, and responsibility. You were born with a story. You were born with a song. You were born with a mission. God has a plan for your life. Before you were born, he implanted that. But you cannot hold the innocence of a victim while trying to hold the authority of a king. Let me say it again. You cannot hold the innocence of a victim and at the same time hold the authority of a king. We're seated with him in heavenly places, Ephesians 2:6. If you're seated with someone, evidently you've been invited. And evidently you must be pretty special, especially when it's a kingdom and when it's a king. Doesn't mean arrogance, it means alignment. See, a victim continued to ask endlessly. They never stop. A son listens and he moves, or a daughter listens and she moves. So God's not calling you to beg better. He's calling you to believe deeper. He's not calling you to learn how to pray some prayer better. He's calling you first to believe deeper. When you believe deeper, your prayer will automatically align with God. Not religious behavior, not New Age fantasy, but childlike, surrendered obedience. Because faith says, God is God. I trust him first. I receive what he gives, and I create under authority. Folks, you can't do what God wants you to do on this earth if you're not made whole. You'll forever be like a pinball bouncing around a machine, reacting to everything the devil dishes out. And God will answer your prayers sometimes. He loves you because you're his child. But answering your prayers, trying to put out a fire, is not the same as being made whole. Do you see the lady with the issue of blood? When she finally understood who Jesus was, that authority, she said, if I can touch him, I know I'll be made whole. No one told her that. She knew it. because she aligned with God. It's not pride, it's sonship, daughtership. You're not a creature, you're a creator in the image of God. And it's time to create a life that imitates the life of God, the mind of Christ. Don't be conformed to this world. This world is what? Religion. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's what I pray this morning, is that we can leave here on a higher level, which we came in. Many are healed, but few are made whole. Jesus didn't say her faith made her comfortable. He said it made her whole. This message is about moving beyond survival faith into true wholeness, authority, and fully trusting in God. So I want to ask you this question. Are you ready to be made whole? Are you ready now to go to the next level? Are you ready to not go through today complaining about your issues, but stating the fact that you are a child of the living God and you are in alignment with Him? And today, right now, you're going to be made whole. You see, we all have a story. We were born with the story. Each and every one of us have different missions, but we all have the same story, and we need to tell that story. I love to tell the story, would be my theme in glory, to tell the old story of Jesus and His love. I love to tell a story of unseen things above, Jesus and His glory, of Jesus and His love. I love to tell the story because I know it's true. It satisfies my longing, as nothing else can do. Sing it with me. I love to tell the story, will be my theme in glory, to tell the old story of Jesus and His love. Maybe God's speaking to you this morning. Say, David, I want to walk with God like I've never walked with Him before. I know I have a mission. I know God has a plan for my life. Right there where you are. If you'll just confess to God, say, God, forgive me for not wanting to be whole. Now that I know I need to be, make me whole, God. Make me whole. Make me the person you want me to be. Tear me away from religion. Tear me away from those that want to tear me down. Give me supernatural understanding. And Lord, I want to walk with you. I want to tell the story. I love to tell your story, Lord. It'll be my theme in glory, Lord, to tell the old story of Jesus and his love, oh, his love, of Jesus and his love. I love the old hymns. I love the old hymns. And I love you guys. I appreciate you all. You know, let's be made whole. Let's let this day be the first day, the best day of the rest of our lives. And I'm just so thankful to have you guys as a family. Before I go, I'm going to pass around the offering plate. If anybody wants to get involved with the ministry, they can go to davidheavener.tv/give. Text the word chosen to 91999. This is a church. It's your church, my church, God's church. And we have to keep supporting it in order to keep going. We have a lot of bills, and we have Last Evangelist, episode 4, that we're working on now. Episode 3 comes out the 26th of January. Please support us. And folks, if you haven't signed up to David Heavener TV, go sign up right now. I'm telling you that it's going to be, and if you'll sign up and get other people, there'll be people that aren't Christians that'll come and watch these shows. We have over 1,200. There's the Last Evangelist channel. We've got occult crimes, ritual abuse, UFO, alien demon abduction, hybrids, things that are happening these last days. And if you'll go and you'll support us, we have a lot of teachings with Russ Dizdar, L.A. Marzulli. I would appreciate that. We're going to be teaching the Writer's Room. I'm going to be opening that up. If you want to go and sign up for it, you can go to davidheavener.tv/academy. If you want to sign up, it's a 4-week course, and we're going to be writing a real script, and you'll get an IMDb credit. So go there and check it out if you would. All right. All right. I love you guys. God bless you. I appreciate you. Remember, you never really lived till you found someone worth dying for. And that's Christ Jesus. Love you all. And don't forget to join us underground. Okay. So that right after this, because we're going to be talking about, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know how God has touched your heart. And if he has, okay. All right. God bless you. And we have the new End Times DVD, 8 hours of me investigating things like Satanism, demonic powers, Illuminati, New World Order, Antichrist, one world religion, end times miracles, Bible prophecy, and the alien demon connection with L.A. Marzulli. So I want you to text the word chosen to 91999, the word chosen to 91999, and get the End Times Investigation DVD. I want you to go to davidheavener.tv. We have 2 exclusive videos that are up. You won't see any place else. I'm Dr. Michael Lake. The first one is Technocracy and Tyranny. That's part 2. Part 1 is MK Ultra is used today, program multiples and mass shootings. This is stuff you're not going to get anywhere else. You'll get it on davidheavener.tv. Please support us. If you haven't signed up, go and sign up now. You get a 2 months free if you sign up for a year. And folks, it is. All right. God bless you all. Love you.
David Heavener is very inspiring, and I pray for him, and he's doing something awesome. He's something that we really need. We need Christian TV.
I loved it. Eye-opener. I learned so much about what's going on around the world that I really didn't know about. I'm going to be back next year.
I subscribed to David Heavener TV because when I saw what he's doing, I wanted to support him. I knew he was making a big step for himself, and I knew when it happened. I saw it. I was like, David is making a step that's going to completely ostracize him from the secular world.
He's got material that nobody else is presenting, talking about issues nobody else is going to talk about, and he's got the receipts.
Conference was awesome. I come every year. I love the fellowship.
fellowship is so great. This is like nothing I've experienced. I mean, the conference was out of the ballpark.
David Heavener is just, he's a man of God.